No legs. Right to tamper with the universe.
Yourself into oblivion.
Hello, and welcome, dear listeners, to the third season of The Darkest Timeline. Film Podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Darkest Timeline. I'm David.
I'm Ian.
I'm Brett.
And I'm Dylan.
And today we watched a movie so boring it couldn't even decide on a title. Yes, the 90-minute PSA against handguns, the Nicolas Cage sleeper hit, Rage.
Sleeper hit? Apparently everybody was sleeping when this hit.
Well, I mean, it's still sleeping, really. It's waiting on that.
Also known as Tokarev.
Otherwise known as Tokarev.
Mostly, really, it's otherwise known as Rage.
This movie made me long for season 2 again.
That's how, well, we're starting off on good. We're starting off good.
So do we want to try to talk about the plot, Dylan?
Yeah, sure. So Nicolas Cage is a former criminal, used to be a mobster in some Irish mob.
I think it's the Irish.
The Irish mob in
Alabama.
Vancouver, USA.
Turns out Alabama.
No way.
Yeah.
That was they wanted that to be Alabama?
It turns out it was actually filmed in Alabama.
That was in Alabama?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had cities there.
I didn't either.
I've never really been to Alabama.
Fair enough.
I
don't think. Maybe.
We've been. I think we were there when we were 4.
That's irrelevant. So he used to be a criminal, and now he's a legitimate businessman, as criminals often say. And he goes off to dinner with his wife, and then his daughter is home with her 2 male friends, which we thought was weird. And then a cop comes to Nicolas Cage at the bar or the dinner, whatever, the weird restaurant that was really hoity-toity, and is like, "Oh, it's about you. This isn't about you. This is about your daughter." And then it turns out his daughter was shot his daughter is missing. And then they soon find her, and she was shot in the face and killed.
So who did it?
Well, it was the boy.
The boy.
The male friend that she actually liked.
Now,
yeah.
did Nicolas Cage think that was the killer?
What he just said, that was the whole real
straight
plot.
to the end. Yeah.
That's what this movie's about. But there's this hour and 10 minutes in between those 2 points.
AKA the film.
Yeah, where Nicolas Cage believes it is Russians because of the gun. Okay, so it was a Tokarev. The movie's called Tokarev because it's named after the gun that killed his daughter. And it was actually, I mean, if he actually saw the real police report that said what the gun was used for, he would have known that it was the gun he stole years ago because they killed the guy whose gun it was.
Always look at the police reports, guys. Gotta read up on your subject.
Well, I mean, he got the name that it was a Tokarev from the police report, but no one told him anything else about it.
It's the Tokarev.
It was very important. They said
I know.
what it was
83,
used for.
88, I
yeah.
get it.
And it would have said,
By the way,
it would have been enough information.
Okay, we'll get there.
But he thinks the Russians did it, and he angers a Russian mob boss who it turns out he killed that guy's brother like 25 years ago.
Whoops.
And then the guy is initially like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "Oh, I actually want to kill you now." And then everything goes downhill, and Nicolas Cage commits harikari. Or seppuku. Or
he starts to commit seppuku and then is shot with 3 shotguns.
Which you never see, you just hear lightly in the background.
That's modern seppuku. So that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, and this movie sucked.
Let's just jump into the storm.
It was boring.
It was terrible.
Boring! So many people monologuing about nothing.
And I feel like they did the same monologue 3 times.
Right. Yeah, that was my least favorite thing about this movie. Was the fact that everybody... So there are like 4 action scenes in the movie. They're each 2.5 minutes long, and the rest of the movie is talking.
And this movie is supposedly called Rage.
Well, it's called Tokarev.
Well, supposedly called Rage.
It was called Tokarev until like 3 days before it was released.
Why are you fighting for the movie? It's called Rage, apparently.
The screenwriter, I guess this was a screenwriter, maybe it was an executive choice, and they were like, it's Russian, people won't understand.
Because people are stupid. Americans are stupid. It was just America. Americans are stupid.
Yeah,
that was the reason.
It was called that.
It's only called Rage in America.
Well, we're dumb enough for that. I'll buy it.
3 days before it released, the screenwriter tweeted out, the movie that used to be called Tokarev is called Rage now. Thumbs up. But everybody in this movie monologues everything they say. There's no conversations, or there's very few conversations, but every conversation is monologues. And it's not like they're real monologues, because they say one thing, and then they say that thing over and over again in different ways.
Yep, it's true. That shows range.
Maybe like the range of a thesaurus.
Well, what else? Like the number one things people didn't like about this movie?
Everything.
Good luck trying to find something other than that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, a good maybe 15% of the movie was like sweeping establishing shots.
Oh yeah, and Steadicam holding that just is not steady.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of like on the shoulder cam. Like, remember when he shoots down the steps?
Right.
And he's just sitting there and he's like jiggling the camera as he's shooting it. Right.
It's as though he had the actors just walk into a room and then he's like, all right, hey, cameraman, come here.
Yeah. Ken, get over here.
Ken, can we just figure some stuff out?
Yeah.
Like, what could look good here?
Yeah. I'm thinking like a Dutch angle, maybe shaking the camera a couple times. We got this, guys. Let's go. All right, action.
And just a shaky Dutch angle, that is the worst.
That's this movie.
Also, while just like moving it forward and backward constantly.
No. What would have been the only way they could have made this worse if they had a lot of corkscrewing shots.
Those aren't in film enough.
Yeah. I'll Alfred Hitchcock.
Every shot is just corkscrewing towards Nicolas Cage's face.
That'd be sick, actually.
Okay, I think I have.
No, you mean it would make you sick?
Well,
Constantly.
if it's towards Nicolas Cage's face, maybe. If it's towards his hairpiece, absolutely.
But it's corkscrewing in shaky cam.
Oh, sure.
So I mean, it's like
It's worse than Blair Witch.
and
holding a
somehow, while it's corkscrewing, it's always at a Dutch angle.
Yeah. Hand shaking.
Nothing's quite framed up right. Ever.
You gotta strap in the cameraman into like a Tinkerbell style harness.
Yeah. Pretty sure like
Spinning him around.
the director was trying to get as much money as he can. He put his like daughter as the cameraman. Like, okay, Clustabel, get out there.
Also, the entire movie is now in slow motion and has that bullshit angel music over everything.
God, it was terrible. It was like a rip-off of a fucking what's the guy that shot Face Off?
I don't remember his name.
Oh, come on. The guy with all the dubs.
Oh, John Woo.
Yeah, totally John Woo.
Whenever there was any tragedy that happens, like tragedy happens, slow motion angel music. No, it wasn't like that. It was like,
Oh, that one. Oh, that was terrible too.
It was like the choral music you would find on like free public domain background music.
I would
site.
say either that or when I was a little kid, my mom bought me a Casio keyboard. And it had like 100 different functions on it.
It had a voicing function.
Yeah, and one of them was like angel music.
Oh wow! And then there was that one other piece of music where when Mr. Salt and Pepper Hair was getting tortured,
The one that,
and it sounded
that Dave kept getting a boner for?
yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He was good looking. I'm not gonna apologize for that.
The music behind that sounded. It was like we were in a desert in Saudi Arabia somehow. It was that kind of music. It was something that was like, oh, this is why are we watching Lawrence of Arabia? And it had some like, like in the background. And
I was like, that does not fit for this movie.
Why is
it's
that
Russians
here?
and a guy from Alabama, apparently.
Russians
that guy was
and a guy
Irish.
that used to be in the
Irish
Irish
too.
mob.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And that's what they listen to. That's it. That's all any of those people groups
World music.
listen to.
Really into world music. Like, mostly stuff from, like, Morning Becomes Eclectic.
They only buy from the KCET store.
Yeah. I got there before you, but yeah. That's great.
And you also have another one where it was like a heartbeat, like doom,
Yeah.
doom, doom.
Oh, yeah.
And then like a little diddling on top, like ba-da, like
Diddling. Don't use
Like-
that word. It sounds so gross.
whenever they didn't know what to do and they wanted to make the movie seem like it had a meaningful moment, they do the boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Paco
boom.
just yelled out, more diddling music. Let's go.
Yeah, this movie really wanted to be meaningful.
And it
Well,
meant,
especially that ending.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah.
but it wasn't the
Well, I mean,
worst.
the pre-ending ending.
That ending, though, gross.
We're
As
talking
in
about like, when
terrible.
he was interrogating the kid, or when he was
No,
gonna
when
die.
it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally shot your daughter. Big mistake.
we should have listened to all the gun safety ads in school.
Yeah, that actor was the f***ing worst. That guy was so bad.
I don't think he was the worst like mid-20s actor we've seen.
Well, sure, fine. I mean, I would grant you that. But in a big budget film or medium budget film,
Big budget.
Nick Cage film, quote unquote.
Quote unquote, he was the star of the movie.
Yeah, no, his
shouldn't have been.
hairpiece was the star of the film, guys.
You don't know it was a hairpiece.
It was a hairpiece.
It was a hairpiece.
It could have been a hairpiece, but there's no proof.
Nick Cage definitely had a hairpiece, and Sean Connery had a better looking hairpiece throughout the entire James
I was
Bond
just
series.
about to mention that.
Yeah.
Nick Cage is balder than a baby's ass.
Oof.
I don't think that's true.
No, it is.
Are you saying that babies' asses have like a weird like monk hairstyle thing going off the sides?
That's a wig. He's got a wig.
It's crazy though. He's got a full like centerpiece chode that's coming down and like cascading.
I mean, you say this like his hair is new in this movie.
It's you okay.
I mean,
so
like, it's
Dylan
not
and I
exactly the, it's
now
exactly
listen,
the same.
No, stop, audience. Listen, Dylan and I had an argument about this. Now this is the same.
I'm sorry. You're currently still
Okay,
have.
fair enough. That Nick Cage has had the same hair
for years.
He said literally 20 years. 20.
I believe it.
20?
Yeah, it's the same hair.
If it's
it's just now in wig form.
If it's a hair
he
piece,
kept it.
If it's a hair piece, it is still the same exact looking hair.
Now listen. This part has receded way back. Now I'm talking about the parts that go like above the eyes, like that weird, like kind of like devil fork it makes eventually at some point.
It's called a widow's peak.
Okay, a widow's peak. Nick Cage has had the hardest widow's peak I've ever seen in my life, and this widow's peak is gigantic.
It's always been gigantic.
It's not been that bad though. Like if you go back to like Snake Eyes, he at least had like a decent widow's peak. Like still young Nick Cage, whatever.
He might have been wearing a wig.
Well, this one he was wigged out.
Yeah, this looks like he went slumming at a Salvation Army for some shag rug.
Right.
And just cut it out, slapped it on, and went, hey.
It might be a merkin on his head.
You're in a cage.
I'm not saying the hair looked good. I'm saying the hairline is the same.
Oh, the hair.
I still think it's
but
too
the
drastic.
consistency of the hair is what
I think like if it is real, it's way too greasy.
No, listen. Oh my God, David had the best consistency for the hair.
It was shiny.
It looked like when I had a nylon sleeping bag and it got frayed, and the fray became a wig.
Yeah, Nick Cage's hair looks like a frayed sleeping bag. It's this wispy, like reflective angel hair, just like.
Yeah, whenever he brushes his hair, it's like, oh. Okay, so to get off the subject of Nick Cage's hair.
No, best part.
That wasn't my least. That wasn't the worst
Best part.
No, that wasn't the worst part.
Why'd you bring it up?
Because I was just raging. I was just I was
Right back to the rage,
you were
guys.
Tokareving.
You were Tokareving.
I was just Tokareving in.
Tokarev off, bro.
My least favorite part of this movie was structure. You can't have a murder mystery movie where there is no murder. It is just
Technically, it was a murder. It was just an accidental murder.
No, that was
manslaughter.
manslaughter.
Negligent homicide.
Yeah.
Manslaughter mystery.
Negligent homicide
There's
mystery.
no such thing as a manslaughter mystery. And
What do you mean? We just watched it.
no, you can't do it. I mean, you could do it, but then you get this. Like, the very first thing they teach you in writing group is
Writing.
Yes.
if you want to write a murder mystery, there's got to be murder.
Okay.
Unless someone faked their murder.
Does anyone disagree with the fact that was so
I'll
egregious?
say this. I don't mind the mystery, quote unquote, behind how she died. I hate the how they got there. It was so dragged on with this bullshit. Like, why'd you kill my Russian guy? Why'd you kill my Irish guy? It's like,
Well, it was the reason nothing got answered in the movie. The Russian boss put into words very acutely. It was that people nowadays shoot first and ask questions later, and you can't learn what's going on if you already killed the guy.
Right.
Which is what kept happening in the movie.
And the worst plot point was that his friend was like the talker, quote unquote. Remember that guy that was like into coke and amber?
He totally wasn't. No one talked.
I know. That's what makes it so stupid. It's like his friends were useless in this movie. Why do we have to like pine on them so much? Like they were in the movie a ton.
Yeah, they were. They were his friends.
You know, but they had no reason to be in the movie. Actually, like
Well, because
plot-wise?
he needed friends.
oh,
Does
God, it's
anyone
terrible.
have something else really bad they want to throw in?
Oh, hey. Well, I mean, you remember when that cop car exploded for no damn reason?
Oh, that was a good one.
It was just a cop car got T-boned, and like the second the other car touched it, explosion.
Not an explosion.
That car was rigged up, man.
It flipped over.
Someone wanted that cop to die, and it had nothing to do with what was going on in this
That's the
movie.
mystery I want to find out, guys. That's the mystery I want to find out. Who the rigged that cop car? Who rigged that cop car for that cop to die?
Well, you seem to want to talk about it. I think it was you.
I think I've seen shopping carts hit cars harder.
Well, they
It exploded.
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually the car is fine. It's just the shopping cart on fire.
That thing was like filled with like
The shopping
C4.
cart
It was a terrible scene. It was so stupid.
You did. I mean, I made the shop. You make the shopping cart out of debt cord.
But the other thing was that
It's like the Ghost Rider shopping cart. Right.
the worst part was that I felt like they had like small budgets that they kind of like pushed into scenes. Like, okay, we're going to use 10 grand on this shot. We're going to use 30 grand on this shot. They pushed in like 15 grand for that stupid cop car to be blown up. And they're like, we haven't used it yet. When are we going to use it? We're going to use it on this scene? Oh, God, it looks terrible. Okay, let's do it. I'm like, oh, guys, this is really not going to fit, but let's go.
Why did it explode?
Yeah, don't worry about it. We got the budget, guys.
We had
Go.
to cut the subplot about the other guy who wanted to kill that cop.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll work somewhere.
Another thing I didn't like about this movie, I really like Peter Stormare, who is a Swedish actor, and he's really good.
The best.
And in this movie, he plays the leader of the Irish mob. Peter Stormare can do many things. Among those things is not an Irish accent.
No, he's a great sewer, amazing at categories, terrible with Irish accents.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, he hangs out with Peter all the time.
Who
man.
plays categories?
That game's awesome.
Stormare does.
And he is awesome.
According to Brett. But I really wish that he was the leader of it. It's really too bad because they had another great actor who was the leader of the Russian mob. Mm-hmm. And Peter Stormare could have easily also done that role.
He could have.
He would have
should
been
have,
great.
too.
He would have been a lot better in that role.
I don't know. I mean, than the Irish one. But the guy they got for the Russian mob, I like him as an actor too.
The two mob bosses were a strength of this movie.
They were like.
We're not talking about that yet, Dave.
No, I still got to get to my part.
There's one thing that disturbed me in this movie.
He gets two?
In the opening, well, we're just talking about random. Right?
Okay.
Near the beginning of the movie, when Nicolas Cage's daughter is still alive, and he's going to pick her up at school, he smiles when she's coming over.
Such a creep smile.
And it scared me.
Oh, it was such a molester smile.
He should never smile that way.
No. Especially to a woman he calls a daughter.
I mean, he was smiling at her just like, I like my daughter too much.
Yeah.
The cop who was around that school, because that's what cops do nowadays instead of stopping crime,
Nope, zing.
that cop would have tackled Nicolas Cage to the ground after he saw that smile. Because that was not okay.
He was off school grounds. He could do that. He's 20 feet away.
I think it needs to be more than 20.
You're right. The court said 50, but
If I was across the street from the school over there, and I was just like,
man.
outside, not okay.
too close to my school, I'll tell you that right now.
A cop would show up regardless of the law. He'd be like, hey, buddy.
Let me join you?
don't
What was that? What was that creepy hey buddy?
Hey, buddy, you want a handy?
Hey, buddy, you looking for a hand?
Move along. Brett, give us your worst part.
Oh, God.
You already did that.
Did I? What was my worst part?
I don't remember. You did it ages ago.
I don't think I did.
You did.
Did I?
You must have.
Was it the music?
No, that was partially mine. I brought that up.
I kind of just touched on everybody's parts because I
You
agreed.
said you had another thing you wanted to say.
Just,
Well, the hairpiece is my favorite part.
we're not talking
We're
about
not there
favorites.
yet.
I know.
You've wasted it, Brett. You've wasted it.
Okay.
Now you can't talk about it again.
Well, I'd say, yes, I
It's like getting a genie and wishing for a tuna fish sandwich.
I mean, it'd be a really good tuna
it'd
fish
be
sandwich.
it'd be the perfect
That
tuna
doesn't
fish
sound bad
sandwich.
right now, actually.
What is perfect?
I don't know. It'd
Well,
be
it would be whatever you get.
Perfect sandwich?
what it would be. It would be whatever it knows that your perfect tuna sandwich is.
Welcome
that
to
you
Tuna
could
Fish
never
Sandwich
have.
Talk with Dylan, David, and Ian.
So
We
for-
have to fill the time in this podcast somehow, Brad. This movie was very boring.
Personally, I would wish for just a huge f***ing stack of money because that would solve all my problems.
Ian, this is Tuna Fish Podcast.
Brett, unless you got something serious to talk about, we're going to go to good parts.
Honestly, what I would say the worst part was shoehorning in his friends. They really had nothing to do with the plot. They go to his bar, and the gray, handsome guy that Dave has a crush on,
Silver
bar.
Fox, yeah.
Yeah, Silver Fox. They go to Silver Fox's bar. And instead of being like, oh, I gotta get out of here, go out the back door, he just grabs a shotgun and starts loading it, and he calls his friend like, hey, they're here, I'm gonna die.
That's because he's not a like you, Brett.
Wow!
Hey, man, he was former Irish mob. He's going to take it.
Guys,
Okay.
it's been like a month and a half since I've been welcomed back to the podcast.
You were
I get
never
called a
You were never welcomed
well.
back, Brett.
Oh, I can't wait for Visit to Us.
Shut up.
You see, Brett, I would disagree with you. One of my favorite parts of this movie, and my favorite part that I am contributing
Don't say
to
the
the
friends.
favorite part, are the friends.
Why?
Silver Fox and Fat Idiot.
Yeah.
He did love that Silver Fox, guys.
He was dreamy.
He did have good eyes.
He did. Just like the sea after a storm. So the fact that Nick Cage has friends and the fact that I, as a human being, am getting a little older, and the idea of just having some friends who are willing to like go to prison for you.
David, this is not a like.
I would like to make something very clear,
life
Dave.
like look back.
I would like to make something very clear for you, Dave.
You do not have
I
friends.
will rat on you
Oh, that's
if
a
the
good point.
time comes.
I was going to go ahead and say that, Dave, I will not go to prison for you. But I will do some f***ed up shit as long as I know I won't get caught.
See, that's precisely the point, though. Nick Cage had those kind. I don't. I've got you two idiots. But Nick Cage
And Brett.
I think.
All right.
I think Brett's gonna help me bury the bodies when I need it.
Buddy, I am there. You get me some vodka.
We're done. Yeah.
I would help.
Oh, that sounds
Just don't invite him because he will straight up rat on you.
He's pointing at Dylan. He's an asshole.
Rat.
Oh no! If the cops came to me, then I wouldn't like burn for you.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
But the friends they're fun. They were like characters that had a pat. In a system like Hollywood where all you get is really good-looking 20-something-year-old kick-ass people. Having a 35, 45
I did like the age.
guy,
Yeah, I get that. The age made sense. Like,
it
cool.
was
They
kind
were
of cool. But
Yeah.
Like early 40s. Yeah.
Yeah. But they were. I mean, come on, Dave. Let's get back to it. Were they well developed?
there were
Nothing in this movie was well developed.
real quick? What's one of their names?
Well, I mean, the film was technically...
Wait, no, David. What's one of their names?
Paulie.
Polly was Nicolas Cage's character.
Are you sure?
Real quick, I was like, damn, he got me.
Yeah, no, 100% Paulie was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he's right. That was great.
Their names were Salt and Pepper and Garfield as a human.
Silver Fox.
Right.
Silver
That
Fox
is
and...
a f***ing stab to the heart. Which Nicolas Cage prefers, by the way, because it's silent.
Yeah, true.
God, that was
And that was
good.
actually just a Nicolas Cage thing, not even Paulie.
So mine was the hair, or not the hair, the friends. Brett's was the hair. Come on, Ian Dillon.
That hair was beautiful.
Give us some best parts.
Oh, best parts. Well, speaking of the Silver Fox and humanoid Garfield,
That is a great name for him.
Voiced by Bill Murray.
Who regrets doing that movie?
Just that person, but voiced by Bill Murray.
he didn't wear orange a lot, though, didn't
It was his hair.
His hair was orange.
he? I feel like he had an orange shirt on.
No, it was
at some
red.
point.
And it was so weird because it
I
was
don't
like the
know,
red
man.
herring.
So what was your
immediately.
favorite part?
It was so obvious. He had the red herring shirt on.
The
like,
cinder
this guy's
block,
guilty.
the cinder block window interrogation. I liked it
Why?
because it was out of the blue and didn't make any sense. And it
Movies
was
out of the blue. Sorry, go on.
Brett, your favorite part with a hairpiece. You don't get to talk about
Guys,
this.
it worked so hard. That glue. I don't know what.
okay. So the
Especially-
glue was your favorite part.
No, the hairpiece.
When Voldemort's face wants to pop out of the back of your head, you love that wig you
You
give.
better put that wig right on.
I was wondering why it was pulsating.
Oh, that's right. I said he looked like a human earthworm.
That doesn't make any
It
sense.
does.
Man, good thing Harry Potter wasn't on set. He'd just be holding his head, just like
Continue.
Sorry, my fault.
the cinder
guys.
block interrogation scene, cinder block window interrogation, whatever the. Silver Fox and humanoid Garfield bust into like this sixth floor
Yeah.
like trash ass walk up
Trash ass.
A junkie den.
junkie den, and there's this black dude there who's apparently a snitch, and they're trying to get information out of him, and he wouldn't talk. And there's this girl on the ground, and Silver Fox doesn't like that because he's like, man, you've hooked her on this. That's f***ed up. So then he walks over, ties a rope around her neck.
Not
ties,
Silver Fox. Human Garfield.
Was it Human Garfield?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Human Garfield. He has the hands for it.
What?
What does that mean?
He's got them big Garfield hands.
Yeah, they're plushy, so they don't like hurt anybody.
What?
What are you talking
They're,
about?
Jokes are-
they're padded, like a cat's
Go on,
paws.
go on.
You know, human hands are made of skin.
He's a humanoid Garfield.
Guys,
He's
cats-
better than human.
Cats do love rope.
Okay, but he puts a rope around the chick's neck, and she's just like, man, what's going on? Because she's f***ed out of her mind.
Oh boy.
And he sets her down in a chair, and he's just talking to him like, I don't believe you, and I really want you to tell me the truth. And like that. And he ties the other end of the rope around a cinder block. And the guy's like, no, man, don't do it. I don't know anything, I swear. And he's like, okay. And he just throws the cinder block out the window. And it just gets the chick up against the wall. And she's like, ah. And he's like, no, please, no. I love her. Please, man. Don't kill her. And then he shoots the rope. And and they leave because they're just like, I believe you now.
He shoots the rope and the scene ends.
He shoots the rope and he's like, I believe you now. Goodbye.
There's so much wrong with that scene.
It was terrible.
But there was very little to like about the movie, so I had to grab onto something.
It was
terrible.
clever, but it didn't advance the plot at all.
No, literally.
No.
It literally did nothing.
No.
Dave, you realize that nothing between like minute 18 and minute like 78 advanced the plot at all.
Right.
Right, but that's the problem. And this is the perfect example of the fact that they go in there. It turns out they're interrogating a guy that really doesn't know anything, and the only thing that this scene accomplishes is that Garfield is a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Garfield is a piece of shit.
Humanoid guy.
Can I synopsize what this movie is about, really?
Snupsize?
Yes.
Snup size.
But I'm going to synopsize this in a way where it relates to somebody, okay?
Snupsize it in the bud.
So this movie is like this. Let's say you are having a great night at home. You're having a great night at a bar, right? You're drinking. You're having fun with all your buddies, blah, 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 blah. You go to get in your car, can't find your keys.
And then someone ties a cinder block around
No,
your neck.
come on, I'll get there. Listen, I'm saying synopsize in your own life. I've never had that happen to me. Maybe once.
Okay.
I'm into weird things, guys. And you say, where's the keys, honey? Do you have them? No, she looks, she doesn't have them. What the f*** are you talking
Why'd
about?
you
You had
point
the
at me and
keys.
say honey?
Stop interrupting me.
That was super weird.
You poked me and said honey.
So now listen. You're at the bar, can't find your keys. Oh, honey, do you have them? No, I don't have them. Well, I don't have them. Who has them? I can't find them. You can't go home. You have to get an Uber home. You're like, this sucks. Who's got my keys? Where the are my keys? I want to find my keys. So you go back to the bar. Hey, asshole, where's my keys? I don't have them here. Nobody turn them in. How about you, piece of shit? No, I don't have them either. And they start fighting. We all start fighting. I want my keys. Don't call me a piece of shit. Blah, 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 blah. You go outside. You can't find your keys. Look in the gutter. It's not there. It's not there. You go home.
And you commit harikari.
No. You go home, and it turned out your wife had them in her jean pocket in her jacket, and she finds them. That's the ending of the movie.
And then you beat your wife.
Guys,
No, that's the after credits scene.
Ian is 100% not welcome back to this podcast.
Hey now.
He's a
You don't
co-founder.
have to say my name.
He's a co-founder.
That was Dylan, by the way.
He has tenure.
Tenure.
10,000 professors out of work, and Ian gets tenure.
Oh my God. Have you seen some of the professors that leave
tenure
work?
in a podcast that no one listens to.
What about that one at Yale with all those SJWs?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Okay, I will say today, as a little side note, I met another fan of our podcast.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
I was helping Josh move out of his house, and one of the people that came to help him move was like, "Oh, you're the podcast guy. I like that."
You didn't even know him?
Didn't know him.
That's pretty cool.
But he was a friend of Josh's, so it's like 2 degrees of separation.
2 degrees.
Hey, we'll take two.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take
There are
two.
some Irish lads out there that love this.
When we break
Hey.
100 on those degrees of separation, that's when I'm happy.
I don't think that's a thing.
I mean, we've got about, I think, judging by like bandwidth on whatever the we use,
Sure.
about a third of our listenership is from the UK.
Really?
Irish lads represent.
From the
Well,
UK?
somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
I like London.
We should start talking about Manchester United.
Them. Liverpool FC for life.
Whoa, guys.
Whoa.
It's getting heated
Are you
here.
trying to-
Whoa. Welcome to the football podcast with Ian and David. Here we go.
Frankly, I think Chelsea is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, turncoat already. Just
place.
naming things he's heard.
Chelsea is a
Space.
place, really?
And they wear blue.
I don't think it exists.
Guys, this is the Word Podcast.
The word podcast. Bear.
7,
Wall.
8.
Lights.
No, thank you.
Sailboat.
Computer.
Those were 2 words,
Desk.
Brett. You it up already.
Bench. I'm winning.
All right.
So my favorite part of the movie.
Yes, Dylan.
My favorite part of the movie was that I was really impressed with Nicolas Cage's daughter.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I'm going to say, Brad.
No, I wasn't impressed. Just
Okay. that she...
Go on. If I do this, they don't see it on the podcast.
When she, hundreds of years ago, wrote the play Julius Caesar.
It's true. She's been working on it all
and
week.
she copped to it after all these years. And I always kind of thought that William Shakespeare was a woman, the way he writes them so well. Yeah.
Right. Well, and she dies, and he has to submit the work.
Yeah.
And you know what? One of her friends killed her totally on accident, just like Julius Caesar.
Holy shit, you guys, this thing's a whole ripoff of f***ing Shakespeare.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It is.
Julius Caesar's death was not an accident.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't...
Just so you know, she wrote some dumb thing called The Die Is Cast, and she said it's my Julius Caesar.
You have no idea if it was some dumb thing.
Yeah, it was just a title page, and that was it. Everything else in there was blank.
If anybody's listening to this and they haven't seen the movie, they're like, what the f*** is he talking about? You should explain it somewhat.
His daughter wrote a paper for school called A Die Is Cast, or The Die Is Cast, which is a line from Julius Caesar, and it's a paper on Julius Caesar. And then at the end of the movie, Nicolas Cage gives it to the teacher, and then he goes home and stabs himself in the stomach.
Yeah. Apparently it was that bad. The thing was as long as a book, though.
She got a D- too.
Do you think it was an accident or intentional that it was a play or it was a paper about Julius Caesar and he gets stabbed?
I'd say the thing that's most like Julius Caesar in this movie is when he stabs Human Garfield.
He kills Human Garfield.
Have we gone from calling him humanoid Garfield? We should anthropomorphic Garfield.
Eating, living, breathing Garfield.
No,
That is just Garfield.
He's a cat. You can say a cat. That's still
No, he's a cartoon. He does not live.
He's real.
he's not anthropomorphic Garfield. That would imply that he's a cat that looks like a human. What we have here is more of a situation where Garfield is granted a wish, and he becomes
A fat Irish dumbass.
a full human
Who spent 5 years in jail.
with
And instead of
No, it was 4 years. It was 4
It was
years.
5. He had 10. He got out.
No.
wastes it.
He got 9 years, got out after 4, he got 5 off.
He turns from a cat to a human. He goes right to jail. You got 5 years, bro.
and instead of lasagna, he's way into hookers.
Human Garfield was into cocaine in hookers named Amber. That is a fact.
I mean, I've read a lot of Garfield. Come on now.
I know that's like that's
Read a
canon.
lot of Garfield.
Stupid
I
Odie.
used to be way into Garfield. I have a ton of Garfield stuffed animals
We
back
even
home.
had a hooker Amber plush.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was a rare one.
So is there anything else good, or can we just move on to the next bit?
Move on.
So now is the time for the segment of our podcast where we kind of group up and make a not better movie, probably not a better movie. Well, no, in this case, a better movie. Regardless, where we collaborate with different ideas to come together into a cohesive whole.
Right.
What would be a better movie?
An alternative timeline?
Whoa, hey, wait, we have to be cohesive?
No.
Well, I mean, I say that.
I'm still laughing about tits for days.
Tits for days.
I'm still thinking.
Literally.
Well,
All right, so start us off, Dylan.
Well, I think the thing wrong with this movie that like we all realized after last season ended, the thing wrong with this movie is that it was not a superhero movie.
Okay.
And the second thing wrong with this movie is that Silver Fox was not the main character. Luckily, Silver Fox is already a superhero name.
It's true.
And
So-
also a kick-ass movie
Yeah.
title.
Nicolas Cage can take the place of Silver Fox in the story. We can just switch those characters because Nicolas Cage might do some good work in there, where Silver Fox would get some proper screen time and flex his acting muscles and his fake muscles inside of the spandex. And they're like a crime fighting team, but they're like anti-heroes that work for the Irish mob. We're gonna keep a lot of the weird shit. And so, like 20 years ago, or whenever they killed the Russian mobster's brother, they did that as superheroes.
All right.
And they're really not very good superheroes. They're villains. They're super villains. So it's a super person movie. What is a Silver Fox's power? You can deal with that later. But they end up killing the brother, and most of the rest of the movie takes out the same way, except that whenever they leave their families, they always have to dress up in their spandex and like pretend to be other people.
All right.
So, there you go.
I will throw out the power set. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Silver Fox
Yes.
is able to speak to elderly animals.
Just elderly.
Just
Why
elderly
animals?
Because
Silver
he's the
fox.
silver fox. Mostly burrowing animals, but he can diversify if need be. Nicolas Cage.
Wait, so is it just preference?
Yes.
He doesn't like to speak to anything else, or he only has the ability?
No, he doesn't like them.
Well, moles are the
Yeah. And finches tend, like anything in the avian area, are a little pretentious.
Oh yeah, birds are
Yeah. So Silver Fox talks to only elderly animals. Nicolas Cage can look 5 seconds into the future.
Just again.
Just again.
Is this a sequel?
No. This is just, they're just borrowing the
It's called
character.
6 seconds into the future.
This one was
It's-
called Again.
This is he's playing the character from the movie Next. And it's sort of like a
Side story.
Yeah, it's just a side story because he's got to pal around with his friends.
Yeah.
Irish Garfield.
Turns to
Who's
a
an
cat.
actual anthropomorphic cat.
Yeah, that'd be so
He
sick.
just becomes a furry. That's
Oh my god, that'd be amazing! I'm looking at it in my mind. I love it.
He's he can turn into a hairy cat.
Right.
So they take that and I'll throw in they kill the old Irish mobster through.
No, Russian. They didn't kill the Irish.
Okay, so the way that the Russians die in the first place
understand.
is by stabbing him.
Who? Nick or the
Silver Fox.
Okay.
This is the main character of the movie.
I'm
Ian.
sorry.
Because his geriatric friends are actually against the murder.
Geriatric friends, they're so old.
No, the animals.
Shut
The
it up.
animals are all geriatric.
They're all old?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all old.
Yeah,
he
that's
only
awesome.
can talk to old animals. Where have you been for the last 10 minutes?
Buddy,
Silver
not
Fox.
listening. I'm in, though. I am in. Let's continue.
How are you
A
in?
bunch of old animals are just hobbling around trying to get these guys.
No, they're not trying to get him. They're trying to say, look,
They're against violence because they're old people.
Right, Silver Fox, you need to fight for medical care for us.
Look, prescription pills are far too high.
At the
Help
national
us.
level.
We fought in World War II, and we deserve better.
You're a German shepherd. There's the superpower list. The killing is pretty mundane, but the moral consequences and ramifications of
What was that
having
word?
the moral consequences
I think it was consequentious,
I think
actually.
so too. You gotta quench that consequence.
continue to echo throughout Silver Fox's life. Yeah, and Garfield having a paw in each world is torn.
What?
Yeah. One in cocaine, the other in a stripper.
Well, no, he's part animal world,
Yeah,
and part
no.
human.
Yeah,
world.
and he's getting up there in age, but he's not quite there.
So he doesn't actually listen to Silver Fox yet?
Right, so it's hard. He's confused.
So he's like in his
Wait.
40s.
So when he's in animal form, can he not actually speak to Silver Fox?
Correct.
Guys, will not watch that
But
movie.
it's starting to come together because he's getting that old. So like every third word, it happens.
How would I fix this
No.
movie?
You gotta take what he and I just put together.
I gotta build on this shit?
that
You gotta
shit.
build on it.
What the f? I don't even know what you said.
Long.
That's why you listen, man.
Crap.
They're superheroes, and he gave their power sets.
Is there still Nick Cage?
Yeah,
But,
he's not the main character.
Him and Silver Fox switch places.
Guys,
Nick
I got
Cage is
this.
just a friend.
Guys, I got this.
Do
Okay.
you?
I guarantee you, he does not have this.
Welcome to the continuity issues of the movie.
And true to Dylan's word, Brett misunderstood the segment entirely, and, well, here it is.
Okay, so there's some weird furries, right? And like animals are running around and and Silver Fox is all of a sudden the main character. Bullshit. All right, this is how you fix it. All of a sudden, Nick Cage's hairpiece becomes humanoid. It's got arms, it's got legs, it's got a mouth. He's like, what the I am here and you are not recognizing me? Bullshit. Grabs guns. Pow, 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 pow. Kills all those furries. Dumb thing. It's done. It's gone. Here we go. It's all about a hairpiece. Killing people who also have hair pieces.
Are you sure you didn't write this movie?
Could have.
I mean, Rage.
Could have. So hairpiece versus hairpiece, right? After that, he runs to John Travolta. Hey, pow, 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 pow. Hairpiece comes off. Pow, 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 pow. Hairpiece versus hairpiece. It's going on. Boom, pow, pow, pow. What's the next guy? Who else has got a hairpiece? Anybody?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Come on, somebody else has a hairpiece.
I don't know.
So Sean Connery. Sean Connery's hairpiece pops up in 1969. Pow. Shh, I got guns too, but they're older. Pow, 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 pow. Got you, f***ing Cage. Pow, pow, pow. Cage's hairpiece dies. Gah-gah, dog. Gah-gah-gah-gah. Hairpiece is dead. Now, it's Travolta versus Sean Connery. Real quick, what? Out of nowhere, Danny Glover's hairpiece, even though he doesn't have one, still had one anyways, comes out. Pow, 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 pow. You guys, I never die. Psh, 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 psh. Tons of hair pieces are dead, right? Off of all these celebrities. Women, who cares? They all have some kind of weird thing. Weaves, gone. Hair pieces, all there. They're all dead. How's the movie end?
No, that's me.
On to you, Ian.
Please figure out a way to retcon
As all
that.
the hair pieces fall to the earth dead,
Nick Cage's hairpiece still living.
No.
Nick Cage's hairpiece grabs its own knife, stabs itself in the stomach, commits seppuku, falls to the ground dead just as Silver Fox arrives, sees all of the carnage, looks up to the sky and says, "What hath man wrought?" Roll credits. B story that happened throughout the movie. Let me lay it on you.
Wait, was that from Caesar?
No.
No.
Would have been great.
No.
B story that ran throughout the movie. So Danny was a nice cop. He was a good guy, but
Was he a clean cop?
he was a clean cop.
Cleanest.
Clean
But
cut?
his partner was not the cleanest cop.
Ooh.
Got into some trouble, but Danny's kept trying to get Rick out of it. Rick is his partner. Just named him.
Irish Rick?
No,
Oh.
Rick's not a Irish.
He's Lithuanian. Lithuanian
the
Rick, let's go.
Jesus, man.
So Lithuanian Rick, go ahead.
Okay, so Danny and Lithuanian Rick, Danny's trying to get Rick out of the
Your own
life.
joke twice.
It's terrible.
It's your joke.
I know.
Danny and Lithuanian Rick they're trying to escape because Danny is really, throughout the movie, he's trying to convince Rick to get out of the life. But unbeknownst to both of them, Danny's cop car has been tampered with. There's a bomb underneath it. And they're being chased by someone, and they're T-boned by a completely unrelated third party.
Some woman going to the grocery store.
And the car immediately explodes, and everyone assumes it was because they were hit, and their murders were never solved. And that's a B story.
Poor Lithuanian Rick. T-boned by some woman.
And
going
well,
to Staples.
really more poor Danny. Lithuanian Rick was a f***ing mobster.
That's a C story.
No. That's
No,
part
I
of
mean,
the-
like, he just
part of the
worked
B
for the
story.
mob sometimes.
What is
you know?
Lithuanian Rick doing working for the Irish mob?
I never said they were Irish.
Well, they're
He was
mobsters.
working for the Russians.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah.
Russians and
We're getting stuff on
Lithuanians get
both
along.
sides
Yes.
here, man.
So, let's go to the cards.
Let's go to the cards.
Got a quick question, though, before we start the cards. Does it have to be stapled off of somebody in this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the rules. That's they've always been.
Nice.
My movie, if I win the card turn, or the card pull, is going to be a wonderful 2004 hit, sleeper hit.
And who are you following to this movie?
Sleeper hit.
Peter
Never heard that.
Stormare.
Okay.
The best. How could you say he's in a bad movie?
He was in a movie.
He was in this.
Well,
He was in a movie called Heat Stroke. And this is also starring the girl herself, who has no name, Arya Stark, aka Macy Williams.
Pretty sure she's AKA Arya Stark.
Yeah, she plays one of the main roles, and it is a PG movie. It's a PG action movie.
Oh no, not a PG action movie.
don't you? I want somebody else to touch these cards.
I don't
He's
need
got
any
upset.
Agent Cody Banks in here. Well, I will be following Rachel Nichols, who was Vanessa,
That
the
poor woman.
wife. She was the wife, right?
Ooh, the hot wife.
Like the one person in the movie who survived besides Danny Glover, who was, by the way, in the movie. She was in 2011's Conan the Barbarian.
That came out in 2011?
There
Yeah.
was a
Yep.
2011.
Woof.
36 Metascore.
Also,
That's too high.
with
it's not.
another Game of Thrones reference, because
Yeah,
the
Khal
Khal
Drogo.
Khal Drogo played Conan.
Well, it never got a sequel. And they wanted one. Of course they wanted one. Who doesn't want a sequel nowadays?
Dylan, what do you want?
I'm going to follow the daughter, whose name I can't remember and don't care about, to, I think, 2015. So I'm not going to look this up. So Ben, our a friend of the podcast, friend of Dave's,
Don't know.
you've heard of him several
Good
times,
guy.
Brett.
Never heard of him.
He's made several comments on the Facebook page.
Don't know who
tweeted
this
at
guy
us.
is. You guys are
Good
making him
old
up.
Tennessee Ben.
Yeah, Tennessee Ben. Is he in Tennessee now?
He's in Tennessee.
I feel like you told me that.
We shall
Big
hence now
mistake.
call him Tennessee
He
Ben.
he messaged us on Facebook when we said we were going to watch Rage, and he said that we should maybe consider.
Oh, right.
We should maybe consider following the daughter from this movie
Ooh.
to a movie from, I think it was 2015, a movie that only stayed in theaters for 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Gem and the Hologram.
Oh, no. That's the f***ing girl in that movie?
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, I don't know what girl she is in that movie.
Gem?
You don't know that. There's several
I'm
other
guessing.
young women in that movie. There's a band of them.
Pretty sure it's Gem.
I kind of want you to win.
I don't want me to
I
win.
really don't.
I'm just representing Ben right now.
Real quick, I got a 2015 jam that we are all going to hate.
Okay.
From Danny Glover to another amazing actor, Robert De Niro, in 2015.
But was Danny Glover in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Dirty Grandpa.
Oh!
Watch out, guys. This is going to be terrible.
Better not win.
Can't wait to win.
Dirty Grandpa sounds like a Mr. Woodcock.
Yeah.
I missed the original season. I forgot how perilous it is when we don't have a theme.
And we all hate each other when we pick the movie. We're all like, you
I
Well,
can't
now-
wait till next season.
Well, now we can't argue
Why not?
because the cards speak.
Right. We all
Gross.
get to... I do like that part.
Yeah. The cards have spoken.
And on 3, we all lick it and stick it on the forehead.
No, we're just going to flip.
Well, we're gonna flip them and say the numbers because that last time it just seemed weird.
Well, I feel like we should just flip them to ourselves and then just say the number.
I saw it.
I'll just go. I think I have the lowest.
Uh-oh.
I got a 7.
I've gotten 8.
I could beat that. Can you beat it?
Yeah.
Can you beat a 10? Here we go.
Oh, you got
It's Dirty Grandpa!
You got 8.
Welcome back, Brett! You f***ed it.
I bet you're not even gonna be here next week.
Y'all got Dirty Grandpa.
So next week we are watching
Dirty
Grandpas.
Grandpa.
So tune in for that. And now we are at this point we have all of our podcasts on YouTube in youtube.com/DTLPodcast or
Yeah.
/channel/DTL. Whatever. However the hell YouTube works, look for DTL Podcast.
Absolutely.
And then we have a Patreon.
And at that point. But yes, when this comes out, we will have a Patreon. We are also online other places. We have DTLpodcast.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at DTL Podcast and on Facebook, DTL Podcast. And we look at hashtag DTL Podcast. And there's also iTunes and Google Play and
The
Stitcher.
tube. Get on the tube.
And we are on YouTube, which
Yeah.
has better metrics than the other stuff. So it's a lot easier to binge and just have in the background on YouTube if you're just doing work at home.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Dirty Grandpa.
See you next time.
Ooh.
Danny, the shit's about to get radical.